It's crucial to understand that autism isn't a disease, so there's no cure for it. It's simply a different way of being. They might be the kids who know every single dinosaur by its scientific name, or can take apart and reassemble a computer with their eyes closed. In the middle of the spectrum are those with average intelligence who might find learning new things a bit of a challenge. They navigate the world with a unique set of strengths and difficulties. Then, at the other end, are individuals with more significant learning challenges who require more support in their daily lives. Depending on where they are on this spectrum, a person with autism might need varying levels of help to thrive. To really understand what it's like to live with a neurodivergent mind, let's meet Timo is a young boy whose story can give us a glimpse into this world. From a very early age, his mother noticed things were a little different. Timo would avoid looking her in the eyes. When she tried to give him a hug, he would often get upset instead of feeling comforted. He never smiled back when she smiled at him, and when she tried to arrange playdates with other kids, they often ended with Timo having a tantrum. It was confusing and heartbreaking for her. Her concerns grew when Timo turned 4 and still wasn't speaking in full sentences. He would only use 2 or 3 words at a time. She knew something wasn't right, so she sought professional help. After a series of evaluations, Timo was diagnosed with a mild form of autism spectrum disorder, or ASD. This diagnosis helped explain so much. Let's break down what's happening inside Timo's mind. First, Timo has what we call atypical perception. When he reads a book or watches a movie, his brain processes and organizes information in a completely different way than a neurotypical person's brain. For example, most of us see an animal with 4 legs and a wagging tail that barks, and our brain immediately categorizes it as dog. We create a general schema, but for Timo, it's not that simple. Each dog is a unique individual. A golden retriever is one category. A poodle is another. A German shepherd is yet another. They are all stored separately in his mind. This incredible attention to detail means Timo perceives the world with more objectivity. He's less likely to be fooled by generalizations or biases. However, this same trait makes new experiences incredibly complex and overwhelming. Imagine having to create a brand new mental file for every single new thing you encounter. It's exhausting. This is why Timo loves and needs a rigid daily routine. It helps him limit the flood of new sensory information and keeps his world predictable and manageable. Second, Timo is highly sensitive. His brain is like an amplifier turned up to the max. Every sound, every touch, every sight is intensified. He literally hears everything. This can be a superpower in a quiet room, but in a crowded place like a school cafeteria or a birthday party, it's a nightmare. When many people are talking at once, the sounds all flood his brain. This sensitivity also applies to touch, which makes something as simple as eating a very intense experience. If the texture of a food is too slimy, too crunchy, or if a flavor is too strong, his brain gets overloaded and he simply won't eat it. Third, Timo has a fascination with logic. His mind is constantly searching for patterns to make sense of the chaotic world around him. He needs things to be orderly and predictable. Sometimes, he even tries to impose this order on his own body, moving in specific, repetitive ways. When these patterns are broken, it causes him real distress. For example, if someone is counting and stops at 8 instead of going all the way to 10, it can make him extremely upset. It's an incomplete pattern, and his brain can't handle it. Doctors might identify this as a sign of obsessive-compulsive disorder or OCD, which is a separate diagnosis, but one that often goes hand in hand with autism. Finally, Timo experiences social disconnection. Connecting with other people is incredibly difficult for him. Social situations are a perfect storm of everything that overwhelms him. unpredictable sensory input, and a complete lack of logical patterns. Human emotions are messy, complex, and they don't follow a neat set of rules. Because of this, Timo often misinterprets social cues. He might not understand a joke or might say something that seems rude, upsetting the people around him without meaning to. Most of the things other people talk about seem illogical, irrelevant, and, frankly, pretty boring to him. So, what happens next for someone like Timo? For 4 years, his mother took him to a special therapist. The therapist used flashcards with pictures of different faces to teach Timo how to identify feelings like happiness, sadness, and anger. And it worked. To a degree. He got much better at recognizing what a facial expression meant. He could look at a smiling face and say, "That person is happy." But here's the catch. Even though he learned to identify the emotions, he still doesn't feel a personal interest in reading people's faces or making new friends. He has 2 good friends who share his deep interest in building complex Lego models. And for him, that's more than enough. He couldn't ask for anything more. This brings us to a really big question. Since Timo's autism isn't a disease we can treat, but simply the way his brain is wired to experience the world, should we be trying to change him? Should therapy focus on making him more neurotypical, or should we focus on accepting and celebrating him for exactly who he is? What do you think? Maybe we can do a bit of both. Or maybe, just maybe, it's not their atypical minds that need correcting, but our stereotypical way of seeing them. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to get an even deeper, more immersive understanding of what it's like, we've created a special experience that puts you in the shoes of an autistic girl at her own surprise birthday party. You can find the link for that, and for a version of this video without any background music, in the description. Thanks for watching. If this video gave you a new perspective, please consider liking and subscribing for more content that explores the amazing diversity of the human mind.